There's no easy way to say that, unfortunately, we have heard today that one of our own, Corrie McDuffie, at 25, has been taken from us. Corrie was a terrific Magic player and played many other TCG players. I guess his pinnacle as a Magic player was a Grand Prix top 8 when he was only 18 in 2011 at Dallas Fort Worth. But he played a lot of times on the Pro Tour, made many, many friends. Now, of course, this is a global broadcast and many of you won't have had the chance to meet him. But Magic is a game that attracts the young and the vibrant and the smart and the passionate and the talented. So it's all the harder when someone who is young and vibrant and smart and passionate and talented isn't around anymore. So on behalf of everyone in the Magic Pro community and indeed for all of us around the world, we just wanted to take a moment to honor and remember Corrie McDuffie, gone at 25.
All too often, when bad things happen to people we love or we admire or even that we just know, we think of ourselves before we think about the bigger picture. And I've said many times before that the Magic the Gathering community is so big that we undoubtedly have just about every type of person that walks the planet. I know that my approach isn't exactly the most tactful, but I am who I am. And I have a firm belief that sunlight is the best disinfectant. And as somebody who knows a bit about addiction, a bit about depression, who has had people in their life decide to take their own lives, I never have subscribed to the thoughts and prayers and meaningless hashtags, even in my own direct experiences with it. Now, if you're the type of person that doesn't want to confront difficult topics directly, I understand, and this video isn't going to be for you. But I know for most of my subscribers, you know that is the only way I ever approach anything. It's just, when I was young, I used to listen to this punk band called 15, I think they were called, and there was a lyric in one of their songs, the best way around a problem is straight through it, or the only way around a problem is straight through it, or something like that. And I remember that lyric 20 years later, after I haven't heard the song in forever, and this is just a philosophy that I've adopted in my life. And when I see somebody in our community who clearly had a problem with depression possibly, definitely somebody who had a drug problem, lose their life, and people basically actively trying to cover it up, I think that causes orders of magnitude more damage. People think they're trying to do the right thing by protecting their family. Let me tell you something. Most families of addicts know they're addicts. Heroin is not something that's easy to hide. Corrie McDuffie died of a heroin overdose. This is, multiple sources have told me this, and nobody's talking about it. And when I brought it up online, most people, this was the first they had heard of it, and some people, I got some backlash, and that's okay. I'm used to it by now. Let me ask you this simple question. What do you think will keep our fellow Magic players, what is more likely to keep our fellow Magic players away from heroin? To cover up the horrible consequences of the drug, or to shine a spotlight on it and use it as a cautionary tale. Opioids in suburban kids these days is out of control. There's a documentary by Louis Theroux I highly recommend watching called Heroin Town. And I live in a small town and I've seen it. I have friends who have OD'd several times. It starts with some pain pills. Then they can't afford the pain pills, so they go down into the city and buy heroin and overdose. It's common. I live in a small town and I see it all the time. What doesn't stop it is covering it up. And when I see articles on the official Magic the Gathering website that first read one way and then read another way, I wonder who is that supposed to serve. At the end of the article, I had never heard of Corrie McDuffie, and this video isn't about him. I'm sure his family and friends are not exactly in a great place right now. But the important thing is that people learn from this. I'm sure that people close to him are feeling a lot of guilt right now because maybe they could have tried harder to get him help. I'm not saying they didn't try. I've been in this situation with addicts in my life, and I carry a lot of guilt after they, in 2 cases, took their own lives. But they would tell you that they wish they could have done more. When you read an article by his friend on the Wizards of the Coast website saying, if Corrie would want one thing, it would be for us to remember that depression can affect us all. The Magic community is strong, and undoubtedly his many friends helped him through darker times than I can imagine. I know he always brightened my day. Rest in peace, brother. And they edited it to say, if Corrie would want one thing, it'd be that the Magic community is strong and undoubtedly many of his friends helped him through harder times. I knew he always brightened my day. They just edited it out. You have to... Look, I understand that it's a touchy subject, but if you're going to write about it on the corporate website, then use your gigantic platform to raise awareness. This is why I can't stand virtue signaling, because it does nothing. It changes nothing. It's 100% about yourself, about getting likes and shares and telling everyone else how virtuous you are. I don't care how many people call me an asshole after this video. Let me tell you the cold hard facts. Heroin and opioids is a killer. It is an epidemic. When it's combined with people going through rough times like depression, it's almost insurmountable. If you or anyone else you know has a problem with pills or with heroin, if somebody you know in your life is sticking a needle in their arm, you need to get them help. There are many resources, some of which I'll list in the description of this video. If you try to help somebody and fail, I promise you this, you will not feel nearly as much guilt as if you simply waited for someone else to do it. Or if you post a meaningless blog post. If you think you're honoring somebody's memory who died from addiction, you're not. In fact, what it tells me is you're ashamed of them, because lots of people knew. And certainly, there's a way to go about things, and I get that. But, sorry, I've been through it. I've seen people's lives ruined. I have a friend who's in rehab for the 3rd time. Guess what it's from? White pills. Suburban kid gets addicted to high-end painkillers, has to convert to heroin. Girlfriend, same thing. This stuff is killing suburbia. It's not the same beast. It can't be fought in the same way that crack can in the inner cities. It's different. Both are terrible. I don't know how to reach everybody, but I know how to reach Magic players. Some Magic players. And painkillers are no joke. They're super addictive. And I don't know that that's where Corrie started. Maybe he just started with heroin. This video is not about him specifically. It's about an opportunity to raise awareness and to show people that there are real world consequences. I'm sure Corrie was a great kid. We also know that he suffered from depression and that he underwent more than one hate mob that started in Reddit. But everybody couldn't wait to post how sad they were about losing him. Or just how life is so short. Bullshit. Make a change. The story should be that a heroin overdose killed a Magic player. That's the story. And other Magic players, you have to look out for each other. It's easy to do. We rise up every time somebody gets their deck stolen. Or sometimes, you know, when we need to raise money for a local game store. This is real shit. Magic is a support system to a lot of people. Whether they have a rough life at home or they just have, you know, they're suffering from depression or anxiety. Guess what? It is for drug addicts too. You have to keep your eyes open. And if you see something, you have to say something. You have to try and help these people. You can't wait for someone else to do it because it's going to be too late. Corrie, like a lot of people who get involved in drugs, aren't bad people. They use the drug. They're not addicted to the drug so much as the escape in a lot of cases. Be aware, be safe, and help each other. And if you happen to be dealing with any kind of addiction, you can reach directly out to me, or if you feel more comfortable doing that, or if you have any one of these many addiction centers that are coming, there's help out there more than ever. You got to get help.
I caught you knocking at my cellar door. I love you, baby, can I have some more? Oh, the damage done. I hit the city and I lost my band. I watched the needle take another man. Gone, gone, the damage done.
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to be notified the next time I upload a video, make sure you subscribe and click that damn bell so you actually get notified. If you want to support the cause of this channel, it survives based on the amazingly gracious support of my patrons. Link is in the description if you'd like to help out.